Welcome to our den of madness, where we serve only the trickiest of treats.
Enter the halls of questionable artistry, if you dare.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lee Crap. My name is Bri.
And my name is Gio. I don't know why I tried to sound German there. Just
Was ist los? Sorry. Anyway, so we figured we'd try something a little bit new, a little appetizer, if you will. Now you must be wondering, what is an appetizer? Well, an appetizer is when we cover something on Like Crap that's not exactly the length of a movie, but more than like an episode of TV, say like some sort of like special or like extended episode, just to kind of broaden our horizons and taste all the delectable dishes. So, Halloween is a time of tricks and treats. So we figured, let's just start it here. And I decided, let's look for Halloween specials. You know, something that's a little bit more outside the box. And and here's the thing that like killed me. This was literally like a 2-minute Google search, and I saw this and I knew I had found my mecca. I had found something so genetically tailored perfect to me that I was like, "Oh my god. This is it. We found it, baby. The holy grail. Just everything that makes Bree smile."
yeah, having done the notes on this thing, the more I learned about it, the more I thought, yeah, this is her. This is all her.
All right. So, we should talk about what our little appetizer for the spooky season is.
Oh God. So, I don't even know where I don't even know where to begin with this. So,
I'm so sorry.
I realize this is the tax I have to pay for being friends with you. But like sometimes I just look at something and I'm like, how is this a thing? How is this a thing?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll cut short the anticipation. The Paul Lynde Halloween Special. Y'all still there? Okay. So, oh no. So, what this is a 1976 TV variety show special starring Paul Lynde. Now, who was Paul Lynde for the uninitiated? Well, he was a comedian and a game show guest star, most popular on Hollywood Square. Also did some voice work for, wouldn't you guess it, Hanna-Barbera, because everything is circular on this show. Now, he was pretty much a persistent presence on TV during the 60s and the 70s. He had a bunch of recurring appearances on Bewitched, and pretty much any sitcom of the era, he had at least one appearance on it. And he was also a permanent fixture on, as I said before, Hollywood Squares. He had the role of the center square, where basically he would crack jokes at mostly his own expense. Self-deprecation was the name of the game for Mr. Lynde, and he was a very, very well-respected figure of the time, but there were some dark spots when it came to Mr. Lynde. So picture this during the 1960s and 70s. It was not socially acceptable to be on any part of the LGBTQ spectrum. And if you watch any clips of his, you could tell from the jokes right away that he is like not so subtly pointing out the fact that he was a very gay man. And you look at any of the jokes he would make on like Hollywood Squares, and it's like he's not being subtle about it, like at all.
Yeah, like everyone knew. But yeah, that is an unfortunate part of the time, is that unfortunately a lot of actors and comedians were in the closet at the time. Another popular actor, God, and his name is completely blanking on me right now, but the dad from the Brady Bunch was also closeted, and I think that caused him a lot of anguish throughout his career, which is very sad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the same thing seems to have happened with Paul Lynde because he had a lot of recurring problems with alcohol. Like his friends would talk about how he would turn into like a completely like angry, blindly angry person when he had a drink. He had several run-ins with police, several drunken run-ins with police, and it all culminated in him eventually becoming sober in 1980. But unfortunately, only 2 years later, he passed away from a heart attack at just 55 years old.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately, LGBT or not, for a lot of comedians of that era, is that they had a lot of underlying personal and mental health issues. And yeah, it's the 70s, lots of drugs, and the story usually ends pretty much the same way.
Yeah, yeah. Like even today, you always hear about how like comedians always have underlying like depression and like just unresolved issues that, they have to stand up on stage, put up a smile and crack jokes, but underneath it's a lot more complicated.
Yeah, I mean, because you hear tales of like Belushi, like, because Belushi was nuts, but it's sad. And that none of these, particularly like male comedians, especially, never really got to live to be old men and have people appreciate their work.
Yeah. Yeah. Sucks.
But I feel like the best thing we should do is to honor the camp and the legacy. Because I feel like Paul would have wanted this. I mean, someone should want this. Someone obviously wanted this. I don't know for which reasons, but there's a reason why this holiday special exists.
Well, I think I might actually have the answer. So, how how did this thing even come to be? So, around the time when this special was greenlit, Paul Lynde had two sitcoms on ABC, The Paul Lynde Show and Temperatures Rising. Both of them underperformed and were swiftly canceled. Now, see, the problem here is that ABC had signed Paul Lynde to a very, very pricey contract so that they didn't burn through that money or anything and would keep Paul satisfied. They would just give him like random TV specials here and there. Just be like, all right, Paul, just go ahead and do this for a bit. Just keep yourself occupied. And when you look at the cast of this thing, I don't even like just the cast alone of this thing. I think we just need to go name by name because it's like,
Yeah.
what?
I think we should start from like the least crazy to hold on to your butts, kid.
All right. So I know exactly who I'm saving for last, and I'm saying plural. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So, first of all, we have Miss Margaret Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West herself from the OG Wizard of Oz. And she is actually playing the Wicked Witch in this TV special. No, that is not a joke. Apparently, that's just a thing she would do occasionally. Like, wasn't there an episode of Sesame Street where she did that? And it got like banned?
Yeah, and then it got rediscovered and fully posted a couple years ago. Which, by the way, that episode is actually kind of wild. I kind of understand. I'm like, oh, like by today's standards, it's tame, but yeah, I can understand why some kid in like 1970 whatever would crap their pants at this. Because she's just straight up like threatens to murder Big Bird, and she's like possessing people and like shooting lightning. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
It's God. All right, we might have to put a pin in that one for another day.
Yes.
Oh God. So moving down the list, we have the GOAT, the unmatched, the queen of comedy herself, Miss Betty White. Because you can't have anything during this time period without Betty White. And you know why? Because she is a national treasure. And I don't care what anyone says, she made it to 100.
Yeah, no, she made it. Like, this song makes me so sad. I remember in the movie theater, they had like the celebrating Betty White 100 promos. And that was just the literal kiss of death. I'm like, fuck you guys. You killed her. You did
Yeah,
this.
no, when I would go to the supermarket and you would see like the tabloids and stuff, like, and you see like the front page would be like Betty White celebrating 100 years. And I'm like, oh my God. Y'all jinxed it. Y'all jinxed it.
Although, to be fair, that's like the funniest thing that she could have done. And Part of me thinks that she did that on purpose.
Honestly, it would not shock me. That is the most in character thing I can imagine from Betty White.
To me, that would just be like the ultimate prank. You're like, ha, you're gonna do all this TV specials? Ha ha, watch this trick.
Yes, we love you, Betty. So moving down the list, we have Donnie and Marie Osmond in unbilled cameo roles. So I believe that they had a show on ABC at the time as well, and like Paul Lynde had recurring appearances on there too. So, and I think he worked with them a few other times after this, which would explain them popping up on this thing. But
Here's like my like favorite like Donny Osmond factoid, being like a Disney nerd, is that okay, so in Mulan, BD Wong obviously is the speaking voice of Shang, but Donnie is the singing voice. And you will never be able to unhear that ever again.
Oh, Donnie. My favorite factoid is that those random cameos he would make on Johnny Bravo.
Oh,
That was actually how-
that's right.
That's actually how I first heard of him. Like those random cameos like on a Christmas episode of Johnny Bravo. I just remember at the end, like he starts singing and like this pilot dude that was with them just turns to him and goes, "You're conceited." And then like, oh god. But okay. So we need to get to our featured guests on the Paul Lynde Halloween Special. Now, the guests so far haven't been too shocking, right? It's 1976 TV actors. You know what you're getting, right? I could not believe this shit when I looked it up. But as it would turn out, this Halloween special was the network television premiere of Kiss. Yes, the band Kiss. This was their first ever time on TV. And in a lot of ways, you could say this is what introduced them to the mainstream media.
Incredible shit. Especially with like our relationship to Gene Simmons from like Bleach Wiki with his idiot son.
Yes, we can not only blame the Paul Lynde Halloween Special for whatever the fuck that traced over comic was, but we could also blame them for setting Gene Simmons down on the path of eventually trying to get people to pay $12,000 to be his roadie for a day. God, I wish I was making that up. Oh, God. So, for those wondering, why is there such a ginormous cast for this thing? Well, lead writer on this thing, Mr. Bruce Vilanch, I think is the name. Well, he thought that Lynn's style of like humor would be way, way, way too grating for a leading man, especially if he was just by himself. So they brought in the ensemble cast to, spread the cheer around a bit. So if people thought that Paul was getting a little annoying, well, it's like, oh, hey, here's Betty White. So as you can imagine, critics didn't really take to this thing. They thought, okay, Paul's comedy is a little earnest, but it was just weird and like honestly has very, very little to do with Halloween in the first place, from what I'm hearing. And after airing, it was apparently lost media for like over 30 years.
So some brave soul.
And it only survived it only really survived as a bootleg in Kiss fan circles. Just for the oh god.
Mind you, we haven't even started watching it yet.
God. So it only really survived as like a Kiss fan group bootleg until like 2007, when after like a 2-year process to clear the rights to it, that it was released on DVD. But yeah, until then, the only people that knew about it were fans of Gene Simmons. Go.
But this is the thing that sent my heart aflutter. So on the Wikipedia article, under the reception part, there's a quotation from Christopher Munther of the Boston Globe. And he described the special as, quote unquote, as the most fabulous train wreck of a holiday spectacular ever filmed. A vision of horror, and a phasmagoric, polyester-clad, rhinestone-studded time capsule of bad jokes and disco medleys with a nonsensical storyline.
Oh God, why does it always come back to disco with us? Like, how is it that most of the movies that we've watched up to this point that were your picks have disco in them?
It's like a subconscious thing. I don't know, maybe it's because when I was like a little kid, roller ramas were still around, and I was used to seeing like disco balls and everything, but I don't know, like maybe it's because I watched that 70s show. I don't know, but I've always had like this weird fascination with like disco. And I can't know why. Well, actually, you know what? I do know why. I think part of it is because at the elementary to middle school, quote unquote, social functions, you know, the white people's national anthem played YMCA. And for whatever reason, the other two popular songs of choice were Stacy's Mom and My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas. Which, when you think about it, those two songs are not really for children at all.
No, not at all.
My humps. My humps.
Like, if you actually listen to the lyrics of a lot of quote unquote kids songs, they really aren't that kid friendly. I mean, Who Let the Dogs Out was in like every kid's movie when a dog appeared, and that song is very clearly about sex.
Yeah. And that shit was all over like Nickelodeon. It's just, I don't. Yeah, the early 2000s were wild. Well, they were wild in multiple ways, but we're talking the fun, wild way.
Yeah, no, not in any other way y'all might be thinking of. Just TV, music stuff. I think we should watch the movie thing now.
Yeah. I think we should. We should. Okay. So we're gonna watch this spectacular. I'm sorry for the dad joke. I am so sorry. And we'll make some sort of trailer thing. Hopefully I can find a TV spot. Something exists. And then I'm not sure if we're going to give you thoughts, but there will be words and sentences probably spoken.
Friday, a Halloween special starring Paul Lynde.
Turning myself on.
And his special guests, Tim Conway, Florence Henderson, Donnie and Marie Osmond, Pinky Tuscadero, and the Incredible Kids. All on the Paul Lynde Halloween Special.
Friday on ABC.
Hi, my name is Gio. Someone had to be.
This was fabulous. Oh my God. Right? I just want to go to like South Palm Beach, get a little martini and bikini. As you can clearly tell, I have lost it. This was everything I dreamed of and more.
I'm at a loss for words. My brain is comprehending that I watched something, but it's having a very, very difficult time perceiving what exactly it was.
I pretty much wheezed the whole time that I'm like surprised it didn't set off my asthma. And like I think I actually have to go to a break and actually fill my cup of water because I'm like dying. Like I'm being dead serious. I literally have to get water. I'm like not doing good.
Hydrate, girl. Hydrate.
I will. All right. I'm hydrated. But you know what the great irony of this is that I try not to drink too much on this podcast, contrary to the popular opinion, but I love that this was the one time I was completely sober. And I probably shouldn't have been.
This was a special one.
Special in a lot of ways.
Special in a way that it has to get on a special bus.
God, my lungs are gonna be so fucked after this from like wheezing. But we should probably actually talk about what the hell this actually is.
I mean, if we're being real, I don't think either of us knows what this actually is.
Alright, let's try to describe it. It's this like literally put glitter in a blender, right? So you have glitter, lycra, 70s music, like every fucking cliche you can think of. You blend it, and then you're sucker punched with that blender. All the glass pieces go in your face, and then you're smashed to the ground, just like, is this fabulous enough for you, sweetheart? Oh, honey, you don't know what's coming next.
I'm having such a hard time, like, putting my thoughts together on this.
Well, I guess since there technically is a story here, we should start from the beginning and mention this is probably the quickest pause that we've had in our show's history. We couldn't even get 10 seconds in before we had to pause.
Okay, so we get the little title screen thing of the Paul Lynde Halloween Special, and the very first visual we see is Paul Lynde decorating a Christmas tree and singing Jingle Bells. And right as soon as that came up, I was like, nope, we got to stop. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this.
And like the thought going through our heads the entire time, and really throughout this entire special, is how did people not know? Like, how?
Oh my God. Like, he could have, like, written it on a sign and just posted it onto his forehead, and it wouldn't have been as obvious. Like, my God. Like, I don't know if everybody in Hollywood back in the 60s, their gaydar just wasn't working, but dude is not hiding it. Like, forget subtlety. I mean, it is readily apparent from the moment he opens his mouth. It's like, oh, yeah. There are sparkles in this man's words. Oh.
Like, just a comparison, this makes, like, early, like, debut Lady Gaga look like a Mormon housewife in comparison. Like, that is the levels of fabulousness we are dealing with.
And then Margaret Hamilton walks in, and I guess she's like his housemaid or something, and like she's like, I already told you it's not Christmas. And then he says something sassy, which, yeah, you better get used to that. Because like 99% of the things that come out of his mouth are just sass, just self-deprecating. You know.
Yeah. Like, we're gonna just play a clip here, and it's gonna be like, like, there's no way you don't know.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh,
we
boy.
wish you a Merry
Pause it.
Christmas and a Happy New
I can't do this. I can't do this.
It's a new record for a pause. I have tears in my eyes. How many seconds in are we in? 10 seconds in. Holy shit. And we're already. I have tears in my eyes. Oh God. Thank God this is only 50 minutes. Holy shit.
Oh no. Oh, that hit me like a ton of bricks.
You know what? We should just have that opening shot just be the thumbnail. Just have like a Christmas thumbnail for a Halloween special with zero context.
Oh my God. Like this feels like such an obvious joke, and it like still hit me. Like,
Okay, let's try to get through this. Oh my God.
Year. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. What's the matter, Margaret? Jack Frost nipping at your nose?
Mr. Lynde, I've been your housekeeper for 15 years. So will you trust me when I tell you something?
Of course, Margaret.
It's not Christmas.
Why don't you go dust?
Oh, he is gay.
Here comes Peter Cottontail.
oh, for fuck's sake.
Hippity hoppity Easter's on
I'm
its
sorry, I need to
way.
pause it.
Mr. Lynde,
Hey, hold on.
don't tell me.
I'm upset. This man is not alive because I'd be like, baby, let me buy you a drink. Let's talk.
How did nobody pick up on the fact he was gay? I'm sorry. Like it could not be more obvious.
You know what's the more insane thing is that So in Down Abbey, the one butler is like gay, but everyone kind of figures it out. They're like, everyone knows, but it's still like more subtle than this.
Why don't you go dust? God. I mean, if this is him like 100% of the time, then like, how did nobody know? Like,
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's people in the closets, but I'm like, dude, do you not know what a homosexual in the wild looks like? Oh my
uh,
lord.
all right, let's.
Not even a minute in and 2 pauses.
Uh, so we immediately cut to him as the Easter Bunny, and we had to pause here too because
Yeah, so we had 2 pauses, not even a full minute in. So clearly things are going great.
then he's the Easter Bunny, that he's doing, I think, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
Then he's finally like, all right, it's actually Halloween. And then switches over to like a quote unquote studio audience, which didn't I read somewhere that there wasn't actually a studio audience and they just had to like edit the audience in or something like that?
I think they had like a laugh track. I'm not 100% sure, but I would imagine with all the sets that this like wasn't filmed in like a single setting.
So he does like 5 minutes of stand up, and then the first of our many, many memorable music numbers
Oh,
with
yes.
these devilish dancers, and he's singing about like, oh, kids go crazy on this day or something like that, and then he gets dumped into a garbage can and has the lid shut on him by Donnie and Marie Osmond, which in case you didn't know it was them, then he just outright names Donnie and Marie Osmond. So then we actually start on the quote unquote story of this Halloween special where Margaret Hamilton is taking Paul to like her sister's house, and it's like actually like this spooky castle with the guard dog, which is actually a vulture, but it makes dog noises. Can't believe I'm explaining this. Like, I can't believe that this is my life, that I'm sitting here at 10:30 on a Saturday night explaining a fucking vulture making dog noises.
I can't even imagine people watching this live. What if they were on like acid and stuff to be like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, but that is the least of our worries. So we get introduced to the sister. The sister is a witch, and then Margaret Hamilton just turns into the Wicked Witch. Just straight, like, not even. That's not even exaggerating. She's just straight up in the Wicked Witch costume and the green face paint. That is just straight up the Wicked Witch.
Which I love the idea that, she has like a Superman title, like her alter ego is Margaret Hamilton. And she's like, boom, like, oh yeah. Which, okay, I just want to backtrack a little bit for a second before we talk about Margaret Hamilton. So the other witch is actually Witchy Prue from like H&R Puff and stuff, something that quote unquote wasn't made by drugs. So I do have to commend one thing of Margaret Hamilton. Like, she actually had like a really cool like career resurgence, and it's actually quite incredible that she could still do like the voice perfectly. Like, she just stepped off the lot in like 1937 or whatever Wizard of Oz shot in. Didn't miss a beat.
Well, she clearly still loved playing the character between this and that banned Sesame Street episode. But yeah, so then for some unknown reason, Betty White shows up. I don't know why Betty White shows up.
And she comes in the most incredible way.
She just like swirls in like she's being flushed down the toilet.
She comes in like the bat signal, but this is like, the bat signal for gays.
Yeah, instead of summoning Batman, it summons Rose from the Golden Girls. I mean, sure, why not? Why not? So they do the little, sassy insult thing, the gay man and the straight female best friend making just insulting each other for a bit. And then, I don't know, then the witches say that they're going to grant Paul like 3 wishes. No. So, damn, I'm trying to piece this shit together. So, they want him to be their spokesperson to prove that witches aren't all bad. And they tell him that they'll grant him 3 wishes. So, I guess in addition to being witches, they're also genies.
Because that's how that works.
So Paul is like, okay, well, my first wish is I want to be a trucker.
And oh boy.
Oh boy. So we get the first of our skits where Paul is a trucker and oh my God, his outfit.
And what is his name? Ruby Red or some shit?
Something like that. I know he had it written in sequins on the back of his outfit. Yeah, he just shows up in the fucking Elvis white jumpsuit, the collar popped open, and like sequins and shit, and the fucking captain's cap. Oh my goodness. Like, how did y'all not figure it out? How did y'all not figure it out?
Oh my God.
What is the shit?
These rhinestones are my trademark, and trucking is my game.
Breaker 19, Breaker 19. Breaker 19, Breaker 19.
Come on, Breaker, this is Big Ruby Red, the rhinestone
What the
trucker.
hell is that hair?
It's Dynamite Dan, the Suicide Man. Got a load of TNT and I'm heading east on 33.
What it is, Double D, what's your 20?
Say again, I don't copy, Big Red.
Where are you?
Oh, dodging bear and driving with care.
Sound a little nervous. Light up a cigar. Meet me at the Big D Diner.
Oh.
So drop your dino and move that rhino.
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, he's dead.
I love a good joke.
Oh my God.
I'm like a real trucker. All over the road.
Holy shit.
I love a good joke. Like murder.
Just like our 12-ton diesel rig, our friendship was high-powered.
Also, I just realized, I just glanced over at your screen name for the first time and I'm dying. Because my mic was blocking it and I just wasn't paying attention because we didn't even start recording yet. And I already had like tears in my eyes. No, we were recording. We were starting to watch it. It wasn't even 10 seconds in. It was like the Santa thing. And my eyes were like straight up watering. Like I was already like tapped out. But I had like another 59 minutes to go or whatever. This special felt longer than 50 minutes.
It really did. But, oh God, where was that? Oh yeah, so the jumpsuit trucker thing. So he's driving in his truck. He calls up another truck driver. That guy blows up for some reason.
I guess because he has exhaust fumes and he lit up a cigar. I think that's what happened. So he actually died quite horrifically.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of explosions, I can't believe I forgot this. So remember that little dance number we talked about with like Donnie and Marie and like...
And the Halloween children.
The devils and stuff. So after they dump Paul in the garbage can and close it, it just blows up. Like, it just straight up explodes. I don't know with what, but...
It was a trick because they're all trick-or-treaters.
Like, the thing just blows up and then he just rises out and you could see, like, his outfit is singed and everything. So it's like, did he actually just sit in there and take, like, an actual explosion to the face? Like, Paul, buddy, I appreciate the commitment, but, like, I don't think this special was worth it. But back to,
Right, the manslaughter.
Back to 18 Wheels of Thunder. So his first truck driver buddy blows up. The second one he calls up, Paul is like, well, I'm heading to the diner. I'm marrying the waitress at midnight. And the other guy's like, well, I'm marrying a waitress at midnight. And then they realize they're talking about the same girl.
You trying to tell me something?
Yeah, what's your girl's name?
Kinky Pinky?
Wait a minute, that's my girl.
Oh, yeah? Well, we're getting married at midnight tonight.
Well, so am I.
As they say in the diner business, first come, first served.
Right.
Your shoe's untied. I'll get it.
Oh my god!
Oh God.
Hey, honey, you got anything on for tonight?
Yes, sport, and I'm keeping it on. So, hey, watch out. I ain't the blue plate special.
Dearly beloved.
Yeah. She does, I do, the whole thing. Yeah, come on, let's go.
All right, if any man should see reason why these two should not be joined together, let him speak now or forever hold his peace.
Oh my god!
Well, good thing nobody was standing there.
Hi, Kinky.
Hey, Ruby. A simple hold that would have done the trick, you know what I mean?
So they get to the diner.
Right, so
And-
suspension of disbelief.
So they get to the diner, and I don't know what time period this is supposed to be, because like it's clearly like supposed to be in the 70s, but you also have the preacher is very much a Wild West style preacher. I don't know why I'm trying to think about the consistency in this, but so they start arguing over the girl. Paul like breaks a table in half with his bare fists, and this whole time I'm thinking, Paul, we know it ain't the girl you're interested in. You can't fool us, dude. Look at your outfit.
Yeah, it's like even like embroidered and bedazzled on the back. Like I know we sound totally schizophrenic when we're like trying to describe this, but this is literally what happens.
So then the owner of the bar shows up, and he's a little person, and I guess he's also the same guy who plays like the butler of like the witch's house, and like every single word out of Paul Lynde's mouth in regards to this guy is a short joke. Every single time. So and then we have another dance number. I don't even know how to describe it.
I don't know. It's like, what if Oklahoma, the musical, existed and they were allowed to say the bad word for gay and they just sang it the whole time? Like, that's what it felt like.
Yeah. So, oh God, is this when they show up, or is it like after the stupid Chic skit? No, I think it's after the Chic skit. So,
Yeah, which boy, howdy, oof. That
Yeah.
did not age great.
no, not. Oh, wait, no, I think the kiss part was before.
Okay. Oh, we should probably mention the kiss appears 3 different times here. Not
Oh, yeah.
including like the credits where they're just like, can we leave now? Can we leave now?
Yeah, so I think it's here. Yeah, because like a certain Florence shows up after the Chic skit, so I think Kiss appears first. So yeah, they just have a mini Kiss concert for like 5 minutes. I don't know what Gene is doing during this whole thing. He's just kind of like,
You know, he looks like that like one kid, who's like in the corner of the classroom, almost in like sync, like the one kid that didn't quite know his instrument, and he's just like trying to mime the whole time. He's like, yeah, I totally practiced my bass, like, look, and like just awkwardly just sitting in the corner.
so we have that for like 5 minutes, and then we move on to his next wish, where he's like, well, I wish I was in the desert. I wish I was like a Chic. And then, oh God.
Well, I'll commend them one thing. They didn't do blackface, so they get some points for that.
Yeah, well, I'll have to deduct them those points for repeatedly calling a parrot a cockatoo. But we'll get to that. So now he's like this Chic prince trying to seduce this British woman, which again, Paul, you're not fooling anybody. I see those earrings you're wearing. So he tries to seduce this woman, and it doesn't work. And like he brings out this like bird statue, and he keeps calling it a cockatoo, even though it's clearly a macaw. So the long and the short of it is like he like successfully seduces her, but then like he gets arrested for some reason. And then that's the end of that skit.
Yeah, it's like such a nothing skit. Like that's the one thing about these skits are like, yeah, they're not really like funny as they're more like weird. They just kind of play off as like, almost borderline like reject Carol Burnett sketches. I mean, because Tim Conway's there, so, like, the connection and the association is there. But, yeah, I almost kind of feel like what had happened was the writers wanted to make, a cock joke. So they're like, "Ha, cockatoo," and then no one in the prop department could find a cockatoo. I kind of feel like that's what happened.
So hey, you know what you guys do if you want to just call it a cockatoo, but you only have the parrot? Paint the parrot white. It's still gonna obviously be a parrot, but like, come on.
Well, I'm not even sure. Like, was that just like a stuffed, like actual, like parrot, or
I don't
like?
know. It looked to me like a wooden statue almost. But oh god, I didn't even mention like what he called himself.
Oh, right.
So he was like, "I'm the most chic there is. They call me Florence of Arabia."
And then we just died. We're like,
Oh no!
Oh,
This
no.
is gonna be bad.
Cicely,
oh dear.
last you were a prisoner of my love.
All right,
Who are you? You with eyes that burn like the desert sun.
The greatest sheik in all Arabia.
Why are you wearing that earring?
Because I'm a very chic. That's why they call me Florence of Arabia.
Why
Pause
are you
it.
kidnapped?
Pause it.
Okay. What an incredible frame to pause on.
I, Florence of Arabia, the chic. Damn it.
God.
How did nobody suss out this man was gay?
I'm like, wow, like the levels of like homophobia were like, wow, I'm like, to be that blind. Like, I'm sure most people in Hollywood knew like Rock Hudson was gay, but I'm like, there's like a different level to this.
I mean, was the sequin trucker outfit not a dead giveaway?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of people back then also thought Elton John was straight. So
Dear God. So let's try to summarize. So we go from the Wicked Witch and her condor that sounds like a dog. Then Betty White shows up, and then we have this weird little 10-minute trucker segue, and then Kiss just showed up for like 5 minutes, and now we're on Florence of Arabia. I can't even believe I'm trying to explain this. Like,
oh my god. And we still have like 20 minutes left in this.
oh dear God. I don't even want to know what the fuck that last wish is gonna be.
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Here's like the thing that's like frustrating about the special. Like, other than the main guests, like, I don't think every actor's credited. So you would think that they would use a certain Florence there, but I don't think it's her.
No.
I mean, yeah, it's very weird. I'm like, it was right there.
Yeah, I even pointed it out because then the certain Florence shows up in the skit after this. Then they have another little dance number, and then everything after this is just a blur because, like, they have another Kiss concert, and then they have another disco concert, and then I think like another Kiss concert.
I know, like everything is like firing at your neurons like so quickly, and you just keep feeling like every cell in your brain is just being body slammed against the wall until it's nothing but mush. Like, you just have zero chance to recover.
And like at one point he's doing like this jokey little interview with Kiss, and they all absolutely look like they would rather be anywhere else.
Like, they keep telling themselves, like, it's for the record. It's for the record. We're just promoting the record. We're just promoting the record. We will never speak of this again.
And it's like the whole time Paul is like making all these like his little wisecracks about them, like, oh, what a lovely church group. And the whole time you could just see like Gene is just wanting to strangle him.
Yeah, and Gene's like, it's not makeup. Like, because I imagine at this point, they've probably been in their costumes for hours filming this. And they just want to go home.
Yeah, because after this, we have like one more like song and dance number. And the whole time, Kiss is just looking down on it from upstairs. And they all just look like, can we go home now?
They look like they're almost in like a hostage crisis. Just wave, just wave. We're we're being held at ransom. Please help. Please.
And at this point, I'm sure all of you are asking yourselves, what does any of this have to do with Halloween? Well, in the wise words of an angry video game nerd, I'll tell you. Absolutely fucking nothing.
I was so upset that I forgot to mention this in our intro, but we should talk about the aforementioned Florence.
I'll let you take on that one because I've been yapping for too long now.
I think it's been an equal ratio. But yeah, I don't know how to put this. So I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. So Florence Henderson, aka the mom from the Brady Bunch, just sings like a really crappy disco song. That's just what happens. So if your neurons and your sanity weren't bombarded enough, you have Florence Henderson in like this black like jumpsuit, like full black sequins and everything, just going up and down like this Scooby Doo fucking funhouse, set that they have. Just singing like I don't even know like what the fuck her song was even about. Like I barely even remember it. Like that's just how much of a nothing it was. And it's her going, ah, ah, as like everyone with like these weird backward masks are like dancing. Like I swear to God, like I am not on acid. I am not drunk. I have not done weed. Everything I am describing are things that have happened in this special. And it's just, it is one of the most unhinged things I have ever watched. And that is saying something.
And this is when we brought up, like, okay, you had Florence Henderson here. Why didn't you just use her for the Florence of Arabia joke? Like,
Especially since that skit was like so short. It's like, I'm sure she would have done it.
yeah, it was such a nothing burger skit. Really, everything here was such a, like...
Yeah. And like the pace all over the place. So like the Florence of Arabia skit was like maybe 4 minutes tops. Yet the trucker skit kept going and going and going. Like that shit went at least, I think it went at least 10 minutes.
I think it did. Like every time I thought that skit was gonna end, no, it just kept going. It just kept on going.
Like shades of like too many cooks on Adult Swim. Like, and that's what this Loki reminded me of. And we were talking about this. I was half expecting like Eric Andre to just pop out of the corner. It's just something about this whole special just feels just enough slightly off. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's creepy, but it's like off and like unsettling.
Yeah, like clearly Kiss doesn't want to be there, and like Paul's body language during most of these, it feels like there's a guy holding a gun at him just off screen. And like I kept expecting him to like peer to his left or his right to see like, is he still there? Is he still there?
Standing there menacingly with cue cards.
Just like pointing a gun at him, telling him, make another joke, Paul. Go on. Make another joke.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Everything about this felt so weird and off. Like it's hard to even describe like how it it's just why to any of this. And again, I don't know why they called this a Halloween special, because outside of that opening number about trick-or-treaters, it had nothing to do with Halloween.
I guess because they're like witches.
And I guess maybe you could make the argument, well, Kiss is there, they're kind of spooky. Like, it's not really Halloween.
But the fact that it isn't Halloween ironically makes it like Halloween because of like all the costume things. Like it is like such the camp vibe that I think Halloween should have. Because Halloween should be fabulous. Like Halloween to me is gay Christmas. Yes, Christmas is gay, but you know what? It was fuck it. This is bisexual speaking. Halloween is our gay Christmas. Fuck you. But anyway. Yeah, I think this kind of answers the age-old question of why there are more Halloween movies than there are TV specials.
Yeah, because then they end up like this. It was like we had these two offbeat skits, and then like how many combined minutes do you think the Kiss concerts were? Because they took up a good chunk of this.
I don't know, maybe like 10, 15 minutes? Because the one opening was 5 minutes. Then they had Beth, which is like the short song. That was like 2.5 minutes. Then the other was 3 minutes. So I'm saying like maybe 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes plus maybe 2 minutes of that super, super awkward, like quote unquote interview section where Paul just looked like he was fearing for his life.
But I can definitely see like why this was so coveted in the Kiss community.
I just can't believe this was their first TV appearance. This was most people's first introduction to Kiss. Paul Lynde Halloween Special, where it just looked like none of them wanted to be there at all.
And their like producer just said, "Look, the average American's going to be watching this. I promise it will push more records. You'll get more tour dates. This is great, guys. Just put up with it. Look, it's like a couple hours of shooting. You'll be fine."
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if this thing was kept off of television for 30 years after this because Kiss's lawyers were like, "We're never speaking of this again. We never speak of this again."
Oh, yeah, for sure. This definitely got the Star Wars holiday special treatment, which I know that's a cliche one, but I feel like that's one we're also going to have to cover because how can you not? Either that or like the Ewok movies.
Oh, God.
But yeah, the 70s are so weird. I'm like, I don't know why I have like this utter fascination with the 70s. I actually like it doesn't make sense to me. I didn't grow up there. Like I just vague mentions from like my parents and my mom like doing disco in like Japan and like shooting a commercial for like Mitsubishi or whatever there when she was in college. So somewhere out there, I'm sure some weirdo in Japan has a videotape of my mom, in a Mitsubishi commercial.
How have you never told me about this?
I don't know. Okay, so I forget there's like a bowl game in Japan, where the University of Miami and like I think it was like Notre Dame played, which by the way, the Hurricanes got their ass kicked, which unfortunately is a tale as old as time. As I am literally here with my Sebastian the Ibis cup in front of me chugging water. But yeah, so my mom and her marching band went to Japan. Among the many adventures that happened was like a drunk sumo wrestler like hugged her friend Tony, the little Cuban boy who was in her band. My mom had sake, thought she was drunk. It turned out it was an earthquake. And then they did like disco and stuff. And then she also like shot like some sort of like car commercial singing like the Japanese theme song or whatever. I know. If you wonder why I am the way that I am, there's many extenuating factors.
All right, I think we're getting a little off.
I mean, to be fair, we're about as on track as this special was. Nothing connects to one another. Things just happen.
Uh, like, what? How do you even critique this? Like, this truly does feel like a fever dream of things just happening.
I know. Like collectively, this is just like me. Oh, and by the way, the time we're recording this, I watched the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie because I had a screener from a friend. I got it legally. Don't you worry. I'm not that kind of degenerate. I'm just a degenerate in other unique and special ways. So I watched that and I had thoughts. And this is another reason why I'm not on Twitter because the movie was like a 3 out of 5 at best, and boy, howdy, that was the most Shonen Jump of Shonen Jump things. But just to kinda set up the stage for my mental state for this, so I watched that. A few hours ago, I watched Downton Abbey 3, and now I'm watching this. So I have, like, no possible way to really have a positive, constructive, like, anything. Like, I don't know how you would even describe this. This is pure fever. Like, this is mayhem. This is chaos. And I fucking loved it. Like, this is the level of chaos I strive for. Like, I can't critique this in normal sane terms. Like, you can't. Like, no self-respecting critic, person, anyone with taste can easily dissect this and provide construction about what the plot, the structure, any of that crap. Fuck that. Throw that in the trash can. We don't need that shit around here. We have the Paul Lynde Halloween Special.
Yeah, throw it in the trash can with the same way that the Osmonds threw Paul Lynde in a trash.
You know, and that's probably the only time I would laugh at homophobia. Just to shove the gay man in the trash can and blow him up.
Oh my god. Like, there was my opinion of this. Just babbling nonsense, because that's
all, folks. But if I could actually kind of be serious and for real a second, I kind of feel like this was at the downturn because let me just back up a sec. I don't think it's a coincidence that both disco and the variety show kind of took a downturn around this time. Like this, you couldn't make shit like this today. Like the variety show is such like a specific thing. I mean, yeah, there's things like SNL or like whatever. I don't give a fuck about what your opinions on SNL are. It's like whatever. Like at this point, the debate's like, who fucking cares? But you genuinely like can't make shit like this. Like the American culture from like the late 70s, the 80s is like such a drastic shift in a lot of not good ways, but I just don't think like this kind of thing, for better or worse, can't exist in our world today. Like people are just kind of too like cynical and everything. And this is like just so like fucking stupid to really get offended at.
This is the dictionary definition of product of its time.
Yeah, it is.
It's a weird little time capsule where you just sit back and wonder how it even came to be.
And that time capsule also happens to be a glitter bomb.
With a kiss of fabulousness thrown in.
Yes, all the fabulousness. But I actually am kind of genuinely curious because for like something that has like such a mystique and lore to it, there's really like not a lot of behind the scenes things that you can find. Probably a lot of that was lost to time because again, 70s, no internet. VCRs are only starting to become a thing. Everything's on like the newspaper. So it kind of sucks that there isn't like more information, but also I kind of get why. Because these variety specials were kind of a dime a dozen. Like, why would you think to archive it? And that's another reason why so many of these variety specials are hard to find. And it kind of extends to today and why back when the 90s or all that, segments were playing on like Teen Nick or whatever, they couldn't have the musical acts is that unfortunately, most people didn't have like the forward thinkingness to like obtain full music rights. So sadly, so many of these variety specials or like performances are lost to time because not everyone can be SNL and get all the music clearances.
I'd imagine that's probably why it also took them like 2 years to like clear the rights to release this on DVD, because that was a lengthy process to get this thing cleared out.
I know, even like now, even though Netflix clearly had the money, like a few years ago when Netflix got the rights to redub Ava, they couldn't use Fly Me to the Moon. Like music clearance is such a bitch and people like don't understand like how expensive it is to license music for even like a couple of seconds. But to get like full ass tracks, like this probably cost an ungodly amount of money to try to get the rights to.
Yeah, that probably also goes away to explaining why, despite having a fair amount of notoriety and popularity over on this side of the world, why Bocchi the Rock hasn't been dubbed yet. Probably has to do with all the music.
Probably. Which, The only good thing with, like, Bri and Yuri is that most of the music that the girls listen to happen to be artists under Universal Music Group, which I think partially owns the manga or whatever.
Oh boy.
But that's like a very specific instance. Most of the time with music licensing, that's not the case.
It's also probably why they had to change the name of all the stands in JoJo.
Oh, no, that was for sure. But still, Filthy X done cheap at a reasonable price, and Little Bomber.
And Flaccid Pancake.
Flaccid Pancake is the best one. Like, whoever figured that one out is a mad genius. Whoever was localizing it, clearly you didn't get paid enough. You are a legend.
Yeah, I just know if they tried to get the rights to say Limp Bizkit, it probably would have required that, like, he'd be voiced by Fred Durst.
Yeah, Fred Durst would be a JoJo character.
Like, because I think there was this weird thing where, like...
Yeah, no, it's a thing. Yeah, no, I heard from another friend that was a thing, which is why he was shocked that in the Devil May Cry anime that they had Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. He was like, where's Fred? Where's Fred?
Yeah, because I think that was a thing with, like, video games where if you wanted to use a Limp Bizkit song, that Fred Durst had to be in the game.
But to be fair, if you put Fred Durst in, immediately your quality of your product would triple. Oh, Frederick Durst, we love you.
How the hell did we go from talking about the Paul Lynde Halloween Special to Fred Durst? Limp Bizkit. I mean, you know, if this thing was made in the 90s, it would have been Limp Bizkit instead of Kiss.
Oh, for sure. And it probably would have also been like Jack Black, Adam Sandler. God, Betty White would probably still be there, but you know, throw Tim Conway in too. Better yet, have him as like Barnacle Boy. I mean, it would have been fine. Just have like animated Tim Conway there. Which, oh yeah, by the way, for you nerds who don't know, is that Barnacle Boy was voiced by the late Tim Conway, and Tim Conway was a regular on like these types of shows, like the Carol Burnett show.
Well, is he finally reunited with Mermaid Man?
I know. But wow, what an emotional journey we've been on. Like, how did we get here?
I mean, you're the one that suggested it. You tell
I
me.
know, but I just feel like I've achieved enlightenment, but like in the opposite direction. Like, I feel dumber. Like, I'm supposed to be a professional writer, and I don't think I even know how to write my own name. Even though, like, the name I use is only 3 letters. What is it? B-U-I? I don't know.
It's like whenever I get a pizza and they misspell my name. Like, I think one time they called me Chico.
How? Chico?
And here's the thing, they didn't even spell it correctly. They spelled it like Checo. So really it was more like Checo.
Czechoslovakia. Checo your name. Checo all these sequins on my outfit.
Checo yourself.
Oh no. Like, let me just tell you right now, it is taking all my willpower to not drop the hard F jot right now, because I'm like, the levels of that, what is happening in here is incredible. Like, it is crossing state lines. It is in the atmosphere. Like, the amount of gay here is like unhealthy levels. Like, this is a 3 Mile Island situation. Please evacuate.
Somebody call the fire department. There's too much flaming in here.
Flaming hot Cheetos. Which, by the way, are we gonna have to watch that movie, like that biopic about the Flaming Hot Cheeto guy?
Oh my god, I forgot that was a thing.
And it may or may not be true because it's a biopic, but I'm like, it's flaming hot. Like, oh my god, gorgeous. It is like so hot in here. I can't handle it.
Well, someone has to.
Because I'm Paul Lynde. Somebody had to. You know, Paul, wherever you are, I hope you're proud of us. Yeah, I hope you're proud that, like, almost 50 years later, you inspired some really gay kids to have a dream to have a podcast and talk about this fucking nightmare fever dream of a special. I hope you are proud of, like, the freaking foundation that you have laid down for the LGBTQIA plus community.
All I'm gonna say is that I have an acrylic standee above my bed of Nimi Nightmare. She's gonna be eating some weird dreams tonight. I'm sorry, Nimi.
As am I. I'm sorry to my mother, my father, my dog, my mama, my papa. May they rest their souls. My grandmom, my late grandfather, may he rest in peace. I have failed on so many levels, but I'm sorry. I was born this way, baby. So, I hope you enjoyed this little appetizer. We do have some tasty treats coming up in the next few weeks. Just to give you a little preview because we want you all to come with a little treat here. We're going to be doing some Ed Wood, and we'll top it all off with the quote unquote room of horror movies. So I hope you enjoyed this little spooky intro. Gio, where can everyone find you?
On the corner of Have and Mercy. Or sorry.
It's okay. No, it was worth
it. So you could just find me at evking13.bsky.social. I'm sorry.
And if you want to find my magical fairy ass, you can find me at crazylemur.bsky.social. I'm also on Instagram at lemurs1, where I will do the totally, cis, straight person thing and post pictures of my dog because, whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little appetizer and have a happy and safe spooky season.
I just don't have the words for this.
I like that funky stuff.